Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here. As always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Black Friday. I'm going to say Monday, Black Friday. And hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Everybody, I'm sure, has already had their food coma. I'm out and about because I've got to run and take care of some things this morning that I wasn't expecting to, but we're going to get that stuff together and get everything okay. So last night, I got to say, it's kind of crazy. The Cowboys are truly a second half team. It seems like the Cowboys play their best football the second half. And I'm not talking about just last night. I think about the Eagles game where we had the onslaught of them in the second quarter. In the second half, we outplayed them. We just didn't have enough time to get the victory. And that's a good thing, that you want to be playing well at the end of the game. But the thing that still mystifies me so many times is, I remember back in high school, my junior year, we were playing Washington and Lee High School. And Washington and Lee High School was nothing like our high school. I mean, my high school team, we had, I want to say, 7 players go on to play Division I-A football my junior year. It was an incredible team. We had a lot of great players. And every year, we always beat up on W&L. We beat them, I think that year, 73-15. It was so bad that we would have a fumble and we'd still pick up 15 yards. It was just always a manslaughter. And what W&L would always do is they would always try and come up with, gadget offenses to try and do something different. They had like a muddle huddle. I think it's what they call it, muddle huddle. They had the center and the quarterback in shotgun. And then they had like 3 linemen over here on this side and a wide receiver. And then they had like 3 linemen over here with the wide receiver. And you do things like that when you are a team that knows that you're outmatched, that you're trying to trick the other team or show them something they haven't seen before to give you an advantage to try and compete. Otherwise, you can't compete straight up. Safe to say, with only the center and the quarterback there, you had 3 people right there, and they were on the quarterback so quick, he couldn't get the pass to the receivers behind the other linemen over there. Didn't work. So many times I feel like that is Kellen Moore with the trickery plays. I don't understand why, when you have something that works, and I remember our coach had said, if we can get 5 yards to carry, we'll never pass the football. If you can get 5 yards to carry, we will never pass the football. And for some reason, we get things that are working and we don't stick to them. I remember the Washington Redskins back in the day when it was Cowboys-Washington rivalry and stuff. And the Washington Redskins, I'm going to say Redskins because those Commanders are nothing like what those old school Redskins were. But they were going against that doomsday defense. And 50 gut, I think, was the play that they just kept running it over and over and over right at Randy White. We knew it was coming, but we couldn't stop it. It wasn't that, we've been successful with 50 guts, so let's throw the ball deep. Let's throw in a gadget play. I would like to see, and maybe I can see if I can get Roz. I don't know if he can get statistics down to the nth degree here or not. But to find out the success rate on the gadget plays that the Dallas Cowboys do. I'm betting that they're not good. I remember when we had Ben DiNucci in there, instead of saying, Ben, you've been a practice squad guy, here's the 10 plays that you run all the time. We're going to work on these all week long and make sure you know those like the back of your hand. Instead, installed a bunch of gadget plays that they didn't have time to really practice, that did nothing but put you in a worse position. And back to what works. 12 personnel is very personal to me. Very personal. We have shown that we can be an unstoppable force running the football using 12 personnel and play action in it. Change my mind. Change my mind. Tell me had to take the phone call. I don't understand why we keep relying on going to gadget plays. I just don't understand this. I don't understand why, when we look at this, the reason why we say we'd like to get Odell Beckham Jr. is because we aren't great at wide receiver. Now, CeeDee Lamb has had 2 100-yard games in the last 3. You know, he's averaging about 98 yards right now in the last 3 games. Catching, he's been doing some great things, even trying to catch the ball one-handed because the Giants were literally holding one arm. And Michael Gallup had a much better game snagging the ball and stuff like that, right? But you can clearly look and say, do you look at your receiving core and say, right now, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Noah Brown, Jalen Tolbert is better situational football than having Jake Ferguson, Peyton Hendershot, or Dalton Schultz out there with Zeke or Tony Pollard running football or play actioning to them. It's not rocket science. It's truly your best package right there. You've seen major runs with Zeke Elliott yesterday. The first half of the game, Zeke was averaging 8.9 yards a carry. He was beasting. They could not stop it. And then all of a sudden, the team starts getting in trouble because we go to 3 wideouts, trips right, and then the tight end out wide on the left. You get more pressure on the quarterback. We end up having interceptions. We have incompletions. We end up having holding calls or illegal procedures. And now it's 1st and 20. When at least you were running the football and you were getting chunk yards. Now the crazy thing about yesterday's game was, and it's amazing, we'll see how the talking heads go this week because they're always saying Tony Pollard needs to be the featured back. Tony Pollard needs, well, you alternated yesterday. What's kind of interesting is we've had games where Zeke Elliott has been really picking it up and Tony Pollard hasn't done well, and vice versa, which I'm fine with. I'm fine. As long as I get my 120 yards running the football, I don't care who carries it. As long as you are able to be balanced. And it's not rocket science, okay? I don't have the numbers in front of me, but when the Cowboys have to throw, and this is one of those cases where the numbers are kind of skewed because typically if you're getting blown out because your defense isn't able to stop them, you're in a track meet game, and you're going to have to throw a whole lot more. And so it's not a matter of it's just going to say, well, we're going to just go out and throw the ball 50 times this week. That's our game plan. You're playing situational, and you've gotten behind, so you must throw. And typically when you get behind, it's because you're losing. So that number is a little bit skewed when you say, well, Dak Prescott, when he throws the ball over 45 times, you're like 6 and 14. Yeah, because we are in a track meet, and our defense can't stop people, and so on. But be that as it may, you want to be balanced as much as possible, and not every run, this is the thing is, not every run and every play is going to be successful. However, what you're doing is playing a chess match. You are setting them up. When a team is worried that Zeke Elliott is getting chunk plays, that's when you do your play action. That's when you move the pocket. That's when you go ahead and do different things, as opposed to getting back there with 3 wide receivers in a long developing play. Everything needs to be quick. Another thing, that the Cowboys do really, really well with Dak Prescott is hurry up offense. It seems like Dak Prescott, to me, and maybe I'm wrong, is more comfortable in hurry up offense. That the Cowboys seem more successful when they're in hurry up offense. And with all of the young players that you have on this offense, you can wear a team down quicker. Because when you're younger, you got a little more stamina. And so these are things that you wonder sometimes with Kellen Moore, why we do the things we do. And if you go through Twitter and you look at the pulse of Cowboys Nation for the first half, that we're literally ready to kill the Cowboys. Dak sucks, fire him, get rid of him, this, that, and the other. I will say, I don't think people realize this. As much as you want to kill the Cowboys, over the last 5 games since Dak has been back, are averaging 33.6 points a game, which is, right now, the best in the NFL. The scoring offense is scoring points, and now we have a defense that goes with it. The thing that's kind of crazy to me is people seem to think that quarterbacks don't make mistakes, that every single pass that is made is always perfect, always on target, is always a completion, is always a touchdown. And they don't seem to understand that quarterbacks throughout the NFL, from Pat Mahomes to Josh Allen to Tom Brady, will make some bad plays. Take a look at Josh Allen throwing the interception in the end zone in overtime. It happens. It just does. Whew. All right, good people. I'll be back at the man cave a little bit later, and I'll get through and do my regular video because we got a lot of things to dissect. We've got 10 days to get ourselves together, which I think is a much-needed mini bye week. I'm glad we're not playing on next Thursday again, like we've done the last couple of years. It'll be good for them to be able to catch their breath, regroup, and hopefully get ready to have a roll. Make no mistake about this. This is a huge win. Winning in your division. You know, people will say, oh, well, it was a trash game. The Giants have won some games. They didn't win 7 games because they were a bad team. Shout out to the Giants, because the Giants, they played well. They played well with missing a lot of guys. They had fight the whole time. And we're fortunate to come out with the victory. So I applaud them. But the Cowboys had a little bit more horsepower there. The Giants, if they can keep the team together and add some parts, are going to be a really good team, and a team we're going to have to reckon with over the next couple of years. And I am amazed and surprised at how good they turned it around this year. For our Cowboys, it looks like the Cowboys will make the playoffs. And that will be us making playoffs in back-to-back seasons. Something that we haven't done very much regularly in a long, long time. So look at that and enjoy what we have right now. And we'll see what we have coming into playoffs. Now, we've got Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers that played like world beaters against us, and then played like ass the next week. Maybe they can pull out and play like world beaters against the Eagles and help a brother out. All right, good people. I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side, and I will see you later.